All right, y'all, let's go ahead and look at some examples. So in each example, I need us to write the parent function, the transformation position, and then tell us how our graph moves. Okay, so when we're looking at parent functions, remember we're looking for either the bars or the exponent. This has a 2, so that means I have a quadratic. So I'm just going to put quad here. And that's important because we know the shape of the graph. So I'm going to sketch what the shape of the graph looks like. So remember, we have some type of U shape looking like this. That's our starting spot. Now we're going to apply these transformations and see what the graph looks like after we're done. Okay, so next step is to identify, do we have an A, C, or D position? So I'm going to look up here. We're looking at the quadratic here. I don't have anything in front, so I do not have an A transformation. I have something inside of the parentheses, so I do have a C transformation. And then I also have a number on the outside, so I do have a D transformation. So the C is -3, and then the D is -6. Okay, so now let's go on and say, Miss Kish, what does that mean? Okay, here's what it means. When we have a C, remember our options are left and right. And we put that big asterisk on the C that says opposite. Here's what is doing. If it says -3, we would think, hey, negative means shifting it left. No, this is going to be the opposite. So this is actually going to move the function not left. It is going to move right 3 units. So again, our option on C is either left or right. We see negative, we think it's going to the left. We're like, oh, Miss Kish said no, it does the opposite, so we're moving to the right. Okay, and the next one, we have D. Remember, D's options are up and down, and we said that it stays the same. So if it says -6, we are going to go down 6. And I'm going to add in right 3 here so I know. Okay, that is all the information that we need from this. So really, there's no math. We're just telling us how does this function move. And then we could sketch a graph. So I'm going to start in the middle. I'm going to move this 3 to the right, and I'm going to move this 6 down, and then I could sketch what this new quadratic looks like. Isn't that fun, you guys? Okay, let's do the next one. So again, first I need to identify the parent functions. I have bars, so I am going to have an absolute value. So I'm going to say AV for absolute value. Next, I'm going to identify the transformation positions. Again, I have nothing in front, so I do not have an A value. I have a C value inside the bars, which is a +6. And then after the bars is the D value, which is a +2. A reminder, C goes left and right, D goes up and down. So the C value, remember, is opposite. So instead of moving to the right 6, I'm actually moving left 6. And then the D value does the same. So because it's a +2, I'm going up 2. We could sketch our graph if we wanted to. So here's my parent function for absolute value. It is AV. I can then shift this 6 right and up 2, and I would have my new graph. That's all. Okay, we have one more that we're going to look at, so let me flip the page here. Okay, so again, same thing. First, we need to identify that parent function. So I notice here that I have a cubed or a 3, so this is actually going to be a cubic function. And remember, that looks like the squiggly S. So we have something that looks like this, and that's my original parent function before it was transformed. But we have a lot of extra stuff added in, so let's go ahead and look at what we have. In this one, we have an A position. There is a negative in front of that function. So remember, anytime we have a negative, it is going to reflect over the x-axis. So I want to show you guys what that looks like. Here's the x-axis. So I would take this piece and I would reflect it down over this line, and I'm going to take this piece and reflect it up here. So my graph is now going to look something like this. So that's my new reflection. But I'm not done. They added a 5 and a 2. So let's look at this 5. The 5 is on the inside of the parentheses, so that tells me that's my C value. It is a -5, and then this plus 2 is on the outside of my parentheses, so that's going to be a +2. Now we can put all the pieces together. We already know we were reflecting it over our x-axis, so that's number 1. The second one, I have a -5. Remember, C goes left and right and does the opposite, so I'm moving actually to the right 5. And then the D value moves up and down, so I'm doing the same thing, so I am moving up 2. If I wanted to transform my graph, I could now take it and I could move it to the right 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could move it up 2, 1, 2, and here is my new graph. Isn't that fun, you guys? Okay, if you guys have any questions, come find me. If not, you guys have something in Schoology to work on. When you are done, come find me for your quick check. And as always, if you have questions, come find me too.